from your listening device all the way into your agent's psyche. It's Real Estate Between the Lines with Brian Lee. Teaching you things you didn't know you needed to know to help you become a legendary agent and turn your clients into raving fans.
Welcome to Real Estate Between the Lines. I am your host, Brian Lee. I'm all about helping the real estate industry improve. Hold on, guys.
How many agents at a time?
Yeah.
Typically, it's one agent at a time.
Okay, what if two?
But today's episode is about having this board of directors, having multiple people to help you. So why don't we, instead of just one agent today, let's open it up to have four agents today?
I like it.
I mean, when you have a board of directors,
we've
you're
only
going to
ever
have
had two improve at a time.
I know. We may be pushing it a little bit more.
That.
Let's go 2.3 people today.
Well, we could go for 100% improvement, which would be 4. If you want to, that's pretty ambitious.
That is true. We were at 2. We're going to do 100%
Why don't we just
better.
go for show over show growth?
Don't we have that listener in Canada and 2 other places? We have
Ontario,
3.
We have Lamont.
Yes.
Yeah, we have Lamont.
We have 3
We have Sally in
listeners
San
now.
Diego.
That's right.
Sally,
Exactly.
yeah.
Maybe they'll email us today.
So we are helping more than we can at least agree we're going to help more than one agent today.
Yes.
Maybe we'll reach out there. Let's not even track the numbers because that's not what today's about. With me, as always.
Yes.
Look at her, guys.
Because you can't get rid of me.
Good.
It's not you.
My lovely.
It's not. It's not you.
Cate, just say hi.
Hello, everybody.
And also Christian's over
Thank
here.
you.
Just say hi.
Hi,
Let's
Christian.
move on.
Hi.
All right. Today is episode 37. Do you have a board of directors? Like, what the hell? We're real estate agents. Why do we need a board of directors? We're going to talk about that today. One of the things we kind of talk about is that successful companies have a group of advisors that offer guidance and support in making decisions for your company. They call them the board of directors. And agents, I said this before on other episodes, you're running a company. Whether you're doing it or not, whether you're intentionally doing it or not is one thing. There's many agents that don't. And yes, I'm calling out those agents right now. The ones we were talking about earlier, we're talking to you. Yes, I'm talking to you.
You're looking right there at the camera and telling
I'm talking. Did you see me? Doing the...
Remember, we're only aiming for 4 agents, so let's back it down a notch.
Those 4.
Yeah.
Those lucky 4. You are operating as a business, so let's operate it as a business. A business has a board of directors. We're going to talk about that today. Before we get into that, though, we have our weekly song of the episode.
Song of the episode.
The song, the episode song, yes.
Whether it's rock and roll, country, or early hip-hop, you know there's no way we're gonna pay to play
Our weekly song. I was trying to think of a good song.
There you
Love
go.
that,
We have a brand new intro.
I love it. We're just going to be all jingles.
It's actually longer than the segment.
It is. And the other thing that I don't like about it is that it makes me sound cheap.
it does?
We're not going to pay
We're not
for this
gonna
song. We're only going to tell you
cheap,
about
though.
it. Damn it.
We pay for you,
all right.
Christian.
That's right.
That's where
true.
our money goes.
Yeah, well, I'm not ASCAP.
So the song of the episode is by Dream Academy.
Oh, man.
Some of you may remember
That's
that
only
from the
one.
80s.
There's only one song. I know what it is already.
What song? What is the song? then?
Life in a Northern Town.
Life in a Northern Town. That's
Wow.
exactly right. And the other thing that I thought was interesting with this, if you've been listening to episodes recently, all the albums seem to have a theme. This one sticks with that theme. The album is The Dream Academy. All
by
these
the
bands
Dream Academy.
Exactly.
With the single Dream Academy.
That's right, exactly. So we had The Who and we had the album The Who. It's like we're just keeping with that.
Yes.
Like
Yeah, the eponymous titled album was a big deal in the 80s and 90s, wasn't it?
So the song was released in the United States back in November of 1985, back when I was starting high school. When I'm dating myself there. We don't need to talk about that anymore.
I was
but
5.
anyway, 19, yeah.
5?
That was 5.
Oh, wait, what year?
1985.
85, that's the year I graduated from high school.
Oh, jeez. Old. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Track one.
Track 1 off Dream Academy from the album Dream Academy.
Length was 4 minutes and 19 seconds. It was actually a very depressive song about turbulent times. If you listen to the song, if you listen to the lyrics, it's actually kind of a depressing song. But I don't know why when I hear it, it always lifts me up. It became a huge pop hit in the 1980s, and it just, I don't know why, but I really enjoyed it. And even though it is about a life in a northern town where factories are shutting shutting down and all this strife is happening, that you know what, the song, I don't know, it just lifted me up. And I was thinking that
song lifts you up.
It does.
Okay.
It's the craziest thing that happens sometimes to me. I can't explain it. Maybe there was something back in the 80s that, you know, a girl, we were talking about how women are a pain. You know, maybe there was a girl that broke my heart. My precious, tender heart.
Whose heart did you break?
Anyway, the point of bringing up this song is that we all need a Dream Academy. We also call a board of directors.
Yeah.
So that song, can I say a word about that song?
Yeah, please do.
Just a side note tangent.
That
Wait, is this a
song to
Christian
me
song?
has always sounded out of its time, like from the future.
Okay.
Like when I heard it, I was like, there's no other songs like this song.
That's true.
Something about the production of it or something. Like you can listen to it, it still sounds modern.
So what era you think it?
Like it doesn't sound
should
that,
have
it doesn't
come out
have
now?
that. You know
Should
how
have been
some
released?
stuff sounds very 80s?
Yeah.
You could
Yeah,
hear
it
it
had
today on the song, on the radio, and it would sound
It would
current.
sound like a
Sound
current
current.
song.
Yeah, it's sort of
I
one
can
of those
see
that just stands out by
Yeah.
itself. Yeah, I like that song.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
So in the show notes, when you guys listen to all four of you
Yeah.
that are listening to this podcast right now, look at the show notes, and if you've not heard
Well,
the
there's
song,
only
listen
4
to
that
it.
are improving. There could be
That's
more.
that's
listeners.
true. There might be
That's
more
true.
listeners.
Right. Maybe
but-
like 10.
Wow. Wow. Stop.
Double digits.
Woo! You just blew my mind. Are there really 10 people out
I
there
don't
listening
know.
to this
We'll
thing?
have to, we'll have to check.
I don't
Of
know.
course, at this point, they're probably like, okay, we're done.
We're done.
Get to the
We'll
point,
check
right?
the stats.
Well, since we're not going to pay to play the song,
Yes.
you
That's
can
right.
find
Go
it
on
in the
YouTube
show notes.
and we'll have it in the show notes.
I'm not
So-
going to close the jingle. We'll just move
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay, board of directors. Let's get on
Yes.
track with that.
What is one?
So the key purpose of the board of directors is to ensure the company's prosperity by collectively directing the company's affairs. I took that right off of Google. I like their definition.
I like it. That's
but,
good.
But it really kind of pointed out that's the point of it, is that you agents, you have a company. You're trying to have this prosperity. You're trying to do better for yourself financially, economically, whatever that might be. And so you're looking for these people that will collectively help direct that, to give you some guidance. People use other terms that I've heard that kind of tie into this too. The words group think. I've been part of a mastermind before. It's the expression that 2 heads are better than 1.
Yeah.
And this is a great way to kind of think about that. Just being a little bit more specific on what it is, but still at the end of the day, it is having more than just you. That again, we were teasing before we got onto here that outside of me, of course, I mean, I am my own board of directors.
You don't
I'm the
need anybody
CEO,
else.
the CFO,
Right.
which the F, we didn't figure out what that specifically meant, and the COO, all that.
President, owner.
You know, that typical people, all you people that are below me.
All of us.
All of you. that you need help, and I will admit I need help too for many reasons. but more than that, it's just we need that help. We need that guidance. You need that guidance.
Yeah, and be aware, this is not a BNI group. This is not here to share referrals. We're not here to network. That's not what this is. You're gaining knowledge from people who specialize in other areas that maybe you need a little help with.
Absolutely, yes. That's a great point. Is that there are BNI groups too, which the point of a BNI, if you're not familiar with, is something where you're basically, it's a group of people that are talking about their businesses. That I'm a real estate agent, you're an insurance company, and there's a window washer, and all these people, and we're saying, let me see if I can send business to you, and you send business to me. That's not the point of this. This is basically focused exactly on you. That here's what I'm running, here's what I'm doing, here's my current status. How can you guys help me? And we'll talk about this a little bit, but maybe you can help other people too. But again, it is definitely not that BNI. So the next thing to ask yourself is, who needs to be on this board? The first one is definitely people that you trust. I mean, we're talking about your business. We're talking about your success, the things that you're getting into. And so you want people that you can trust, that you know that can work through these things with you. People that are not yes men, if you will. There's that quote, yes men. I'm not looking for somebody to pat me on the back and say, it's okay, Brian, you're doing a great job, and don't let that get you down. You want somebody that's going to kick you in the teeth if necessary, not physically, not literally, or punch you in the
Please
gut
not.
again. Yeah, maybe you need that too. I don't know.
Well, and that's where these yes men, sometimes your friends may be a yes man, somebody who's here to support you and lift you up. That's not what we're looking for. If you have a friend that will be very honest and kind of brutally honest with you, that might be a good person to be on your board of directors, but not one of your friends that's here to pat your back and
Usually,
cheer you on.
usually I'm one of the people that people want on the board of directors because I don't.
You are very bluntly honest.
So again,
Yes.
it's not taken in a mean way, but that's not the point. It's not for somebody to say that you're doing great and you look pretty and your hair looks great today. It's like you really are sucking at this.
Yeah, here's an area you need to focus on.
So here's some things
or
I'm
to
seeing.
challenge you on strategy, for example. Like,
Exactly,
what
yeah.
direction are you headed for the next year or whatever. I mean, there are people that are probably longer time horizon, or that are helping you with like a real specific problem.
Yeah.
Like I've got an employee, blah, blah, blah. I've never been in this situation.
Absolutely.
Some legal issue or something like that.
Yeah. And ironically, since he chimed in, I was going to bring producer Christian's on my board of directors kind of thing.
Thanks, Brian. Which one am I? Would I be like junior,
people that
junior
are
executive?
People that have an expertise in various fields. That's another one. I don't want to lift up his ego too much already. By the way, I'm sorry, completely side note tangent for this. I was just listening to my own voice.
Wait,
in
was
my,
it
my, my,
side note tangent?
No,
Do I-
no,
are
we are
going
not.
into
Not
the
in
tangent?
real
Okay,
life.
This
sorry.
is a Brian side note
When I
tangent.
hear that, it just
Wait,
triggers
how
me.
does that go?
I do not have the Rona. That's what I wanted to say. I realized as I was listening to
yeah.
my voice in my headset, and people are like, "Oh my God, Brian's around those people."
Yeah.
They're dealing with that. I have a head
We have
cold
4 children,
kind of a thing. So
and the whole house
Anyway.
got it.
just
Yes,
wanted
sorry.
to, just for clarity for those people that are out there that might say, "Why is Brian out there talking to those people when he's taking his head off and he's got coronavirus?" I'm fine, people. I promise. Anyway. Other people that are going to be on this board are people that have expertise in various fields. So what we're saying is that not everybody on this board, and maybe nobody, is even in the real estate industry. That it can be, highly educated people, maybe a doctor, a lawyer, an accountant, something like that can give advice both from a tax perspective and maybe from a legal perspective, but also that again, not trying to slap somebody down, but these people have been through extensive college education. They have a lot of background, a lot of knowledge. So hopefully maybe they can bring other pieces outside of just the legal thing. This is what you have to do from a legal perspective, but also that, this is what I've gotten into. You might have another real estate agent, but again, be cautious with that because, we're talking about your business. So we're going to be very specific and, maybe you don't want to share private privileged information with a competitor or something like that.
Yeah, but maybe it's somebody who's an experienced agent that's been around for 20 plus years and they're not going to be a competitor, but you trust them. You either work with them or have before, and you can gain some insight from their experience because they've been in it for so long.
Absolutely.
Or just anything you don't know.
Yeah.
It can be anything, right?
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
want to get into a new field or whatever, you might call somebody up that's really good at it.
Yeah, a good point. Maybe you're in residential and maybe you're looking at expanding into commercial. Invite a commercial agent onto the board of directors to kind of talk about that and what they do. So certainly that can be part of it. It can be other real estate industry professionals like title, mortgage inspector, appraisers, things like that. Again, they'll have a perspective. You're not there to learn about appraisal. You're not there to learn about title. But again, they have a perspective in real estate that might be able to say, I'm seeing other agents do this. I'm seeing other people do this too, and this and that. The other thing that I always point out, and one of the things that one of my mentors helped me with, is that it can be just any business owner. One of my mentors, Dustin, he has an insurance guy that's on his board of directors. He has a donut shop owner that is on his board of directors. Somebody is completely outside of the box from the standpoint of real estate, but this donut shop owner is not there to talk about, here's a real estate thing. It's just, we're running a business. I run a successful donut franchise,
Man,
whatever.
That's a good one. We
And
need to put that on our board.
Yeah, we need a
exactly.
donut person.
We got
my
to need a
gosh.
donut person on board of directors. It could be a windshield wiper.
No,
replacer.
let's do donuts.
Yeah.
Ice cream.
I
maybe.
need windshield wiper replacement. That's why.
Bacon shop owner.
Gosh, yeah. Steak, like meat, like butcher.
yeah.
Butcher. That's
Oh, yep, that's what
okay.
we
Yeah,
need. Okay.
we're getting
Wait,
off
did you say you
tangent.
need a windshield wiper? That's what you said?
Yes, exactly.
Wait, side note.
No, but to reiterate, these are people that you fully trust. And again, it's really great, even if it's not their business of choice, but if they specialize in an area. So one of my, I'll say, board of director people is, he's actually a mortgage professional, but he is just a business and government whiz. And so we rarely talk real estate when we meet, but we talk, he helps me. Aside from what you help me with, he helps me with running a business.
She's talking
and
about
thinking
me. She's
Yes.
We're on the air.
my
People
gosh.
can't see your gesture. Him. There is another him in the room.
I have
Jeez.
another him. Yes.
Non-radio person over here. So how are you doing today? Oh, we don't know who we're talking to. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Anyway, point is, it's got to be people you trust. And people, they don't have to be, it doesn't have to be an accountant that you speak with about accounting stuff or tax stuff. It could be somebody who just maybe is better at that than you, but they run a donut shop or something like that. So find people you trust.
Yep. And the ideal number, you want 4 or 5, maybe 6 people on this. There's not an exact number, but you don't want 15 people. Mm-hmm. You're going to really dilute the information at that point and have too many opinions that are really going to make it difficult. And you don't want just one other person. Again, the point here is that all of you are kind of sitting down together, having this lunch meeting, whatever that you're doing, drink meeting, whatever you're doing. I'm still thinking about that bacon. Maybe it's just a bacon meeting. But anyway, regardless, we're all sitting around and there's 4 or 5 of us to be able to kind of take it from there.
Yeah, I like it. And I'm sorry, I need to interrupt.
Oh, shocker.
I have a side note tangent.
We're picking up speed. Things are gonna be great. Wait.
We were just getting some momentum, too.
We were. I was ready to go on to point 5.
Tangent with Cate.
Well, I'm reading your notes. I have to compliment you. You're using...
Well, thank you.
I know. You're using...
Go ahead on with your side note tangent, then.
The Oxford comma.
Oh.
I'm a huge fan. I love the Oxford comma. Some people call it like the serial comma or series comma.
Yeah. I was taught to use an Oxford comma.
Me too. And I love them, and you have them in your notes. And
gosh,
it's
the little things, honey.
It's
the little things that just keep
otherwise
me connected.
I'm going to go in and change everything, and I don't have to because you already did it right.
Because you've already changed everything else in my life. Why not that too?
Well, then.
My punctuation. Well, thank you. I think that was a compliment.
It was a compliment.
Thank you.
And how about that for, a 30-second side note tangent?
Was that the side note
That's
tangent?
it.
Oh, are we wrapping it up?
I'm done.
Okay.
Wow.
The jingles took longer.
Things are gonna be great. Wait.
Side note tangent.
It's a side note tangent with Cate.
So hopefully people know now, do not send me an email with 3 items and only 1 comma.
This is going to generate email.
It is.
Oh.
And yeah.
And when you write the email, make sure that it has the 2
Oxford,
commas for 3
That's
items.
what I mean.
Somebody's going to write you one without the
And
Oxford.
if they do, I will respond and correct it. Sorry.
Jeez. Cate is just a side host to the show here. This is still my show, so sorry, guys.
She's got an English teacher on her board of directors.
So,
Exactly.
what should we talk about in these meetings, sir?
That's a
You remind me of my
question.
freshman comp teacher in college.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Oh, I thought I was a great writer. She handed me back my first papers. Read from top to bottom. It's like, well, I guess I'm in college now.
There you go. So what are you talking about at this meeting? Well, the first thing is that you want to make sure that these people, the board that you have, that you've collected, that they know about your business. They need to know about the past, what you've done in the past, what you've done, what you liked, what you didn't like, what worked for you, what didn't work. Talk about what you're currently working on, what's your present look like. This is what I'm doing, and this is kind of what I'm working on right now. And then talk about your future, that my goals are is I want to increase, I want to do this, that I want to work less, I want to have a team, whatever it is. But make sure that these people understand your business. So get into this a little bit. Talk about your experience. Talk about your history. I've been in real estate for a long period of time, but maybe you just got into real estate last year and you've been in the medical industry. Nothing to do with real estate per se, but still there's some relevancy that, oh, you did this with medical, you did this with billing, or you were an administrator, or whatever it is. There are pieces that you learned in your past that we can say, well, in your medical history, like again, maybe you have a doctor, for example, that's on your board of directors. That doctor's going to know about the medical side and say, well, when you were a medical administrator, you probably did these things. Why aren't you doing that in your real estate business? It's like the light bulb goes off. Like, I don't know why I wasn't doing that. You're exactly right. I was thinking about my medical. I'm trying to forget my medical because I got tired of that. So it's just things like that. So make sure that they understand all that.
Yeah, and it could be just daily activities too, like how you're structuring your day with your office and whatnot. So it could be anything like that.
Yeah. And again, all that is so necessary because, again, the point of this is to try to make you better, to try to help you. And so we really need a good picture. The board of directors needs a good picture of what they have to work with. What skill set do you have, maybe from the past? What are you currently doing? And let's see if we can figure out how to put that past, the present, and get you to where you want, what your future ultimately will be. You want their opinion on your business. Again, remember that they're going to offer suggestions. That's not to say that you have to follow through with all their suggestions. The point of the board of directors is not to say this is what we're doing, this is what you're going to do. but take what they say and say, okay, well, I heard you suggest that I need to spend more effort on time management, and I've been doing that and I don't like it. And maybe you get a suggestion here or there and you choose to use it. Maybe you don't choose to use it. So it's not that you're trying to get specifically what you want, but just get the advice, hear different perspectives. And then ultimately somebody could say red and you're like, oh my gosh, I need to do this completely different thing. But the fact that you said red made me think of that thing. So it's not even specifically for that.
Yeah, and you'll want to set goals for each meeting and everything too. So talk through each specific item. What tasks do I want to accomplish in this next time? So, yeah, and what do you think? How often should we meet?
So there's not really a specific requirement here. Usually once a month is enough. What I suggest is that you plan for a full day, because one of the things that you can do here, calling people up, calling doctors, calling attorneys, calling business people and saying, hey, can you come in and talk about me? It's probably going to be hard to get all those people together. So maybe what you won't even do here is like maybe you're a board of directors for each other.
Exactly.
So you have this round table. So I'm a real estate agent and I've got 4 people that are in here. The donut shop guy, the bacon guy, the doctor, and the accountant.
Good combo.
Windshield wiper replacer.
Windshield wiper
Don't forget
replacement
him.
guy. Okay, so we have 5 people.
Yeah, that's right. Don't
And
want to forget that guy.
So I'm going to spend an hour talking about me, my business, my past, my present, my future, what I want to do. What are your suggestions? And we do that, and I feel good. I've got a list of notes here. Then we shift to the next person. Okay, you're the windshield wiper replacer dude. Person, whomever, you talk about your business, and now I'm on your board of directors, and I'll offer guidance from that. So
yeah, and everybody's going to gain something from everybody's conversation. So I think that's a great idea. If everybody can kind of play off of each other, it's going to benefit everybody.
Absolutely. And again, we might be focusing on the bacon shop person right now, and we're talking to them, and I'm on the board of directors, but somebody says something to the bacon guy about them. They're like, oh my gosh, I can also do that for me too. So even though we're focusing on somebody else other than me and what I'm here, I hear you say something, it's like, oh my gosh, I never thought about that for me either.
Yeah.
And so again, it's very beneficial.
And in doing that, it may be a good opportunity that, the 4 or 5 of you can go together and maybe pay your accountant or an attorney to come sit in for an hour or 2 and pick their brains. They may not technically be on your board of directors, but you can get some information from them. Something else I was going to mention is ideally you want to have this in a location or a place that does not have personal or work distractions. We need to turn your phone on Do Not Disturb. No TVs. I mean, a restaurant I don't think is a great idea just because there's a lot going on. A hotel conference room would be a really good idea.
Yes.
It's quiet. It's, you usually have Wi-Fi if you need it. There's no kids or laundry around. And try to keep it in the same environment every month if you can. It's nice to have that consistency because you can just block everything else out.
Yep. And have lunch brought in or something like that.
Yeah,
you can certainly plan for that. Whatever that is.
Bacon and donuts.
I agree. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. The other thing I put in my notes here too is that, every once in a while, maybe there is that emergency need that, Kristen, you mentioned earlier that I'm going to let somebody go. I've got an employee that works for me and I've never let them go before. And so
I really need wipers.
It's
raining today.
I really need bacon.
Yeah.
We cooked all of our bacon this weekend, and
Right.
I really
We're
need some
donuts.
bacon.
Help me out.
Can you meet me at the donut shop? I need to replace my wipers.
Emergency meeting, everybody.
What a board of directors you have.
That's great. I love
it.
But certainly if you need that, you can certainly call them up. And maybe in a situation like that, maybe it's just an email because you need an immediate response. So you send out this blanket email to everybody that, hey, guys, normally I know we're meeting in 2 weeks, but I've got this immediate thing. What can you help me with there? So
and
just doing that.
Exactly. Sometimes, like you said, an group email or a group text that you can put together and have all 4 or 5 people there. I think that's a great way to communicate on quick topics like that. But also don't forget that you still need to take time to work OINII on your business, not in it. So you have your board of directors meeting once a month, and then at least once a week, don't forget to take the time to sit down and knock out those tasks and those goals and the things that you guys talked about. So usually a couple hours every Monday morning would suffice, but use that time to kind of take your notes from your board of directors meeting and put it into action.
Yep. I don't know if we mentioned this, but something else I wanted to put out here is that in these meetings, make sure that you're setting goals for the next meeting too. So at the end of the thing, when you're done, you're like, okay, based upon what we've talked about, I've got these 3 action items, and I'm going to take into it, and then that can also be part of your meeting too. I wanted to point that out. I think that that's very important.
Yeah,
as well,
follow up on what your goals were last time,
because there's also these people that are all maybe accountability to you as well, so they can kind of serve that dual purpose. So,
Love it.
So I want to make sure I got to that.
Good.
So that's pretty much it for the day on all we get into. But before we leave, we always have our weekly quote from myself because I'm so inspirational. I lift people up all the time. You are the wind beneath my wings. Anyway.
You're good with words.
The quote of the week that I have, this is one that I made up on my own because I love this one.
Okay.
Is that one of the first questions I ask agents on a regular basis is, what is the purpose of your business? And their answer tells me volumes. I use that all the time because most agents, and again, I'm the 4 we're talking to, the 4 we're trying to improve.
Right. Which is a 100% increase.
100% increase from the 2 that we had last week.
Thank you, producer.
Yeah.
But their response tells me a lot. Tells me a lot about what they're doing, both with their current real estate just situation, and also that that we're going to have to talk about some taxes, some other things here. So again, that's the point of this podcast is that we're trying to get you to be intentional with your business. That do you know what you're doing? Run your business like a business. A business has a board of directors. You need that thing.
Yeah.
So in closing, a board of directors is that group of professionals that offer the suggestions, the opinions on your business, help guide you, help keep you accountable. That can be anyone that you trust to guide you, whomever they are, professionals from any industry. Make sure you're meeting regularly, get their guidance, set goals, and that way you're accountable. So that's what we're into today.
Love it.
So that's it for today, guys. We hope that you enjoyed it, all 4 of you. Are we going to go for next week? It's not going to be another.
I don't think 8
is.
It's 6.
Yeah, let's go for just incremental
I was like
growth.
5.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have that confidence to go.
We
for
can
4
do
or
it.
5.
We
All
can
We
do
can
it.
do it.
All right.
Yes.
We love your feedback, guys. We hope that 5 of you. Hey, the 4. The 4 of you out there, bring somebody next week. Bring 2 people next week, and we'll have 6. There you go. We love your feedback. We welcome your questions. Please feel free to email me at brian@brianseeley.com. Thank you for joining us today, guys, and be legendary. Yeah.
You've been listening to Real Estate Between the Lines with Brian Lee. If you'd like to learn more about becoming a legendary agent, be sure to visit us at brianseeley.com and sign up to hear about upcoming workshops and events. Now go out there and turn your clients into raving fans.